Hey there, folks. We are now we're going to go over the Christmas boxes. So there's a bunch, as you can see. We have some criteria that we're going to go over. First off, like, let's see. I have to double check. Yeah. So
we're good at our jobs.
Yeah. Is it worth it if you're starting collecting? So, like, you know, if this is your first time getting into the army, is this box worth it? 2 would be, would it work with what you already have? So if you're somebody that already has the army, is this going to be a good addition, or is this kind of like something that you already have?
Yeah.
And then the last one just being like, how efficient are the savings compared to like buying them piecemeal and then buying them separately?
Yeah.
How efficient it is there. So yeah, we could jump in. You have any?
I was just going to say, we've done the math, and by that I mean me, and I did it in a hurry. So if we're off by a little bit on some of these things,
don't quote us.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
whoop. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
The point overall, we also have the points values of everything as well.
Oh, cool.
With the caveat, we're building them as they tell you to build them on the box. Most of this stuff can be built multiple different ways. That might change it a little bit, because that also adds into the value.
It does.
You know, if you can buy 2 boxes and have an army, or you have to buy 3 and you still don't get any guys that can secure an objective. Now, all right. Because of the angle I'm sitting at, I can only on the monitor see what I'm pulling down, so it's going to be a surprise for me. Every box you pull. Let's go to the first one.
Let's see.
What is it? It's the Adeptus Sororitas, the Penitent Crusader host. Let's make sure that is
Penitent?
Not in focus.
Penitent.
Penitent.
Don't know what Penitent is.
We're not starting over.
Nope, we aren't.
Penitent is the other guy, and then you have Dweller, and they're a comedy magician team.
Cool.
Yep. So this box comes with, what comes in this box? So maybe I stopped talking incorrectly for a bit.
Let's see. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff. Now you're going to get me to try to pronounce Penitent. So there's a Rapintia squad, all the big swords, lots of fun, big chain swords. What else we got in here? Arco, Flatulence. No, Flagellants. Flagellants, however exactly it's pronounced. They got all kinds of stuff going on. I am not super familiar with these guys. I haven't seen them.
This might have been a bad first pull for us. It's the one that neither of us have particularly looked at, but...
the rhinos look cool.
It's got 2 rhinos, double rhinos.
Double rhino. And then you got these other big guys, the Penitent engines and the Mortifier.
Yeah, one of them is just a casket with arms on it, which is cool.
It's cool.
I like it. And then don't forget that guy.
Oh,
Space Pope.
We got our Ministorum Priest.
Yeah. Who's one of the redone newer models, I believe.
Okay.
So this is the Penitent Crusader host. I'm going to dub that over the first time. So I'm not going to do that. That would be editing. I don't want to do that. This box right here is $347-ish. Okay. Obviously, MSRP, taxes, probably there's a whole bunch that goes into this. So we're going to say $347. They're all MSRP 240. So I keep going behind here like, goodbye, hello, whoa. They are 240. So that means you're saving $107-ish American USD fund dollars on this one.
That's pretty good.
But how many points do you get in there?
Points-wise, the Sisters box comes out to 680. So, you know, it's kind of like right there in the middle of not really being enough to be half like an army. It's if you wanted to play a 1K game, you could throw in some other characters possibly, or some troops and stuff. So here, let's go through our questions. Okay.
Is this worth it to start collecting? I'm going to say probably yes, but I think if I'm understanding the very quick research I did, once again, this was a terrible first pull for us.
It was.
You're going to need more guys to make this work. You're going to need some actual of like the
sisters.
You're going to need some of those.
Well, that you have your adventure. But am I wrong? I'm not 100% certain. Can either of these squads actually go in these rhinos?
I would hope so.
I hope so.
That would be very silly.
I don't know. Because I thought they were a little different.
But Ryan, there was a list of approved questions I researched, and that was not on the list. I'm ending this town hall debate.
No.
So
that's fair.
Yeah, if you want to start playing with this army, this is a pretty good bet. Especially if you're going to run really tank heavy, because I think the thing that attracts me to this army is the really cool tanks with like the giant organ rocket launcher on the back and the
those are cool.
Yeah,
those are cool too.
So you're probably going to have a lot of those. Rhinos are troop transports. I know that. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that. So you can hopefully you can load up all these crazy people. That would make sense. You load up all the crazy people with swords. You drive real close and you throw them out.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty good strategy.
I have to imagine so. But the other thing that I think like some of the sisters rhinos have like going for them is like you can actually like shoot out the side of them, but both of these guys are melee.
Maybe you can whip out the side. You can watch them whip and watch them melee.
moving on.
Moving on. So yeah, does it work with what you have? I think this probably yes.
Probably,
this feels like this
That
is
definitely.
supposed to be. You already have the combat patrol, and you're looking to add a bunch of different stuff in there. A solid yes on this one.
For that question, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
you could definitely tack this onto other stuff for sure.
How efficient are the savings? Well, you're saving what do we say, $107?
Yeah, so
That's-
we already kind of covered that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
pretty good.
right in the middle-ish about it. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All of these save something. There's some that save very little, and there's some that save like a surprising amount.
Yeah.
So overall, there you go. That's that one.
Okay.
Get it off screen.
Well, cool.
Get it out of here.
Moving on. Let's
Start
see if
building
we can
your
do
how,
it this
how
way.
you gonna angle it? Yeah.
Oh.
This is what you
Somewhere.
came to the show for.
I'm trying to boom.
Nice.
Maybe?
Nice.
Close.
Is that gonna cover you up when we build? Eventually,
Quite possibly.
the show changes hosts. What have I got in my Christmas sack?
Ooh.
It's Dark Angels.
Dark
It's
Angels.
the Inner Circle Task Force. Those are all real words, so I can say that. This comes with, you've got 6 Inner Circle champions. You've got 10 Deathwing Knights, which are sort of the Terminator
Yeah.
kind of guys. Yeah, big
Yeah, they're
bulky guys.
Terminators.
1 Chaplain in Terminator armor. And then you've got Lion the Johnson himself.
Lion the Johnson.
Yeah, he's obviously the centerpiece of this, so he's where a lot of the value comes in.
I have said this so much this week, kind of like looking at them. I was incredibly surprised at how small the Primarch is. Because like I thought they were like way bigger.
Yeah,
And they
you were
all
thinking
like Magnus size.
Demon
and I just
Primarch
haven't
size.
seen them. So I was like a little disappointed when I just saw a little guy.
He's just
It's
yeah.
just a little guy.
Until he one-shots your knight off the table, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay, so he's still a Primarch.
He's still a Primarch.
He's
yeah.
still really good at his job. So what kind of stats are we looking at on these Dark Angels?
Stats?
Yeah, like values.
Oh,
and
okay. I was
stats
like, yeah,
on
I
the
was like,
paper.
oh,
I don't know what they do.
We didn't go over that one.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
till we get down to the red section here.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, so let's see. In terms of our stats here, so this comes out value-wise to 368 USD, so a little more here. So you are saving 128, which is not the most. Or wait, oh.
You're jumping
I'm
ahead.
lying. No, I lied. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought we were coming down here, so no, we're going on the random. My bad. Okay, so 374 is the value, which does put this one at the most savings at 134. So this is technically, in terms of savings, the best box.
Right.
If that's like the only thing you're looking for. And it's also 700. No, I keep looking at the wrong
You
thing.
do keep looking
I
at the
just-
wrong one.
This one is 1040 points, so it's like almost right in the middle.
The only one out of all of these that goes over 1,000 points.
Yeah.
So you could not play this as a 1,000-point army.
That is true.
You'd have to drop
You'd
the
have to
chaplain,
take
I
out,
assume.
yeah, probably the chaplain.
Yeah.
So that's kind of unfortunate. But it's a nice little, like you said, in the middle, in
Yeah.
between.
Yeah. Is it worth it to start collecting? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
obviously
sure.
This is literally the most start collecting out of all of these boxes.
Oh, yeah.
You get the main guy for your faction,
Mhm.
and you get all of his buddies to hang out with. You get this, you grab a box of Primaris, whatever else you like to throw in there.
Whatever else, yeah.
You know, you basically could build a full Space Marine army really quickly with this, and whatever you have from like the Leviathan box set or anything like that.
Oh, that would work, yeah.
So easy.
Cool.
But what about the second question?
Does it work well with what you have? Depends on if you have the lion. Because
Yeah.
if you already have the lion, you can't do anything with two.
There's not a lot of
So-
kit bash potential in him either. I mean, I guess you
He
get more
does
hats,
have the hood and the helmets, but like,
but it
what
very
are you
much
gonna
looks like
do
him.
with, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like his, so it's gonna be a little difficult to pull off. So yeah, so other than that, I mean, it's nice like getting a bunch of Terminators at once, but
Yeah.
like you're gonna have another lion. So unless you got a friend that plays Dark Angels, then
Or you sell it on eBay.
I suppose that's an
You can always
option.
do
We're gonna
that,
see a
yeah.
lot of that probably.
I imagine, yeah.
Mhm.
Back when they did the Stormcast release, you saw thousands of like the 2 heroes in that one because everybody
Oh.
wanted all the other guys. So
Oh, okay.
probably a similar thing for this.
Okay.
And is it efficient on savings? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. It's the most efficient
It
on
is.
savings. Very efficient.
Yes, we like it.
I'm glad my hand was in frame there
Yeah.
because I.
Oh, you can see it.
Oh, there it is. Yay, yay. All right, get those out of here.
Oh,
It's
dismissed.
time to go to Robot Egypt.
Robot.
Now I can see the top of the box, so I know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to take this one?
Ooh.
Oh.
We might have to hold this one.
It's a balanced army. All right, I'll hold it while
It's
you
a
talk about it.
balanced army. Yeah, so we got a handful of things in here too. We got your Lich Guard. So I'm not incredibly familiar with the Necrons. I know some of them.
This is the Necron's box, by the way.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
I don't know
If
if
you
we
didn't
said
see that from before, yes, this is the Necron box. You have your Triarch Pretonians,
Yes.
And then your warriors. You got your Necron warriors. But then you also have your Overlord with, let's just read all these words. Oh, no, it's in different languages.
This entire name is 18 lines.
We're just getting
say every title at once.
Overlord with Translocation Shroud.
Yeah.
So, looks really cool. Very awesome looking model. And then you also have the Catan Shard of the Void Dragon. So that's a lot of words as well.
Which is
very big guy.
You recognize it. It's the thing on the front that's taking up half the box.
Oh, yeah.
It is a massive, cool-looking model. Yeah. My goodness, I'm looking at it now, realizing that all those little things to glue together.
Yep.
I don't want to build this.
Yep.
That's a lot of work.
And then you also, last thing is the Canoptic Scarab Swarms.
You can't forget that.
Really go wrong with, yeah.
Just a little group guys. That almost feels like they just had that sprue left over, and they're like, put the Scarab Swarms in there.
No.
Yeah, let them do.
No.
Let them have that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look at the stat board. I wish we had like a swoosh thing and it would come up. I don't want to do that though.
A little line going across of like their values and going up and down.
So this value is at 280 from what I'm doing, unless I did something wrong. So it is only a $40 saving, which is I think exactly the one hero. The Teleport Shroud guy is like a $40 model.
Okay,
so it kind of is just that model is the one you're getting for free. Or the box of Scorpec, the Scarab guys.
Yeah.
You're only saving about $40, but it is 715 points, so it gets a little closer to being a full 1,000 point army. You can throw in that one guy that has like 6 guns.
Yeah.
That I really like. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know much about Necrons either. Eventually, we're going to get to the stuff we do know, and we're going to be really excited.
But does it work well with what you have? I'm assuming that depends on if you have one of the like Catan shards, because if you do, I think it's a similar problem with the Lion, because I don't believe they can be fielded at the same time.
I think that's a unique dude.
So
yeah. And once again, it's really cool. Now, I'm going to say this, if you play Age of Sigmar, you can use this as a lot of really cool kitbashy stuff. I've seen people make it a lot of interesting things, because it's not particularly super sci-fi if you do some paint jobs and stuff on it, so you could do some fun stuff with it, I guess.
Cool.
But otherwise, if you have it, I don't think this box is for you.
Yeah, because it only has like 1 squad of warriors, to my understanding, I believe.
Yeah, and the other guys are neat looking. I have a problem with Necrons. I don't have a problem with Necrons. Is that I look at them and I don't remember who any of them are because it's all kind of the same guy with a different weapon.
Yeah,
they're
cool
have
looking. Similar model.
Yeah,
like
depends on how much of a loincloth they have. They're a loincloth-dependent army for recognition.
Okay.
When you meet at Hycron, eyes down.
The longer and thicker your loincloth, the more oomph you have.
The more powerful you have. I think that's a rule for life, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Is it efficient in the savings? I mean, yes, technically, but it is also the least efficient. So
yeah, if your numbers are correct, then it is pretty low on the totem pole compared to other things. So yeah.
Speaking of adding it to the totem pile.
Totem pile.
Hey, what if I told you there was a box of knights?
Oh.
But it's Tau.
Oh.
So you still get 4 models.
Oh.
It's the weird set. That was a lot. It's like Legos inside of that. Like a bunch of stuff slid down.
Drones sliding.
Yeah. It's another one that doesn't want to. Oh, does it?
Oh.
There we go.
Oh,
it's gonna
I can hold this one this time.
It's gonna fall over immediately.
I think it is.
So this is the Retaliation cadre.
Cadre.
And this gives you a whopping total of what, 4 models? Kind of.
Technically 11, I think. It's down here. It's 11 models.
They count the drones.
Didn't
I say that when they announced this? I was like, they're going to count the drones.
They're counting the drones.
Otherwise, the box doesn't seem like it's very overwhelming.
No, because it's 4 dudes without the drones.
Yeah.
So
this one was the hardest one to figure out for points because there's a lot. They can be built multiple different ways.
Yeah.
But you get a Ghost Keel battle suit. You get a Broadside battle suit. That's the one with the giant gun. I know that one.
Yeah.
You get a Commander and Enforcer battle suit, and you get the big guy himself, the Riptide. So if you like Gundam Wing, you can play that, but with this.
Yeah.
And I said it on the other show. I really wish they wouldn't use the white paint scheme. Like the yellow looks really cool. The green looks really cool.
I really like the I think it's just the Tau Sept regular one, but it's this kind of orange, almost brown color, but it's like the camo. It's like that lighter orange like camo. That looks really cool too.
That's also a really good one.
So, and then the red, you can't really go wrong with the red.
Yeah, I think the white for me, you kind of lose a lot because it looks like just a bunch of stuff. Like you lose the definition of these really cool models. But that's what you get in this. If you're a Tau player, you're probably like frothing right now at us not knowing anything about this.
Well, I mean, Tau is one of the other factions that I do play. I mean, like these are all things in terms of like, is it worth it to start collecting? I probably wouldn't start here.
Yeah, because
personally,
you're not getting enough stuff to really play a balanced game. And let's go ahead and say the points. It's 520 points if you build it as it is on the box. So you're not getting a full 1,000-point army, and you're not getting a lot of stuff to really, like, if you're adding it in, just going into number 2, if you're adding it in, I think that's where the value is.
Okay.
If you've got some other Tau stuff and you're trying to build up to a 2K army.
For sure. Because it's, I mean, like the Ghost Keel, the Broadside, or well, the Ghost Keel, the Enforcer, and the Riptide, those are all like things you're gonna like. The Riptide, yeah, you're probably only gonna have one, so it's like if you're adding this on and you didn't have it already, that's nice. The Broadside, like you're probably gonna have more than one of those, so that's the only one where I'm kind of like, yeah.
Would you rather had 2 broadsides instead of the Commander, maybe?
I mean, I don't. If it was a Cold Star, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if those are where those land in terms of how hard to get or whatnot. Not sure, but I mean,
we should have said the extra cost on this in the Knights box is buying magnets, so you can magnetize the 400 weapon combinations.
Yep.
I mean, that you have.
As much as like I like the Riptide, I would rather have had like a transport and then a squad or 2 instead of the Riptide, personally, or maybe like you said, another broadside or something.
Yeah.
Just do something like maybe with the Riptide, like swap some stuff out, or the Ghost Keel, the same thing there. But no, I don't know. It's 4 dudes.
It is 4 dudes.
Yeah.
It has less guys in it than the one we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
The traditionally less guys 4 dudes army.
Yep. So no, I don't know. I mean, yeah, if you want to tack it onto stuff and you don't have all these guys already, not bad.
This is a solid do your own research before buying.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
In fact, you should probably do that for all of these before you spend a lot of money on plastic.
Yeah,
do your own research.
Trust everything you hear on the internet.
Yeah, like us, because we're on the internet.
We are on the internet.
We don't know what we're doing.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, well, 4 guys wasn't enough. What about 5?
5 guys.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I just had lunch.
Dang it. Okay, well, we'll go after. I'll get a snack. All right, so now I'm going to let you take this one because this is quite literally your box.
Yeah.
Now that you pre-bought.
Yes. No, this is the Knights. You get 5 guys, 1 more really than the Tau. So yeah, no. In terms of, is it worth it to start collecting? Yeah, if you don't have Knights, I mean, this is where I'm starting for Knights. So you get 4 of your little guys and 1 of like the standard size. So that feels like a good starting point to me.
Which they show you can be built as the Errant or the Paladin. We're still, the instructions only show those 2, but I know sometimes Games Workshop just puts all the sprues in, so you may be able to build the other variations of this. And it's got like 5 variations.
I think there are a bunch. Yeah, I don't know exactly what all the differences are, other than, I mean, different weapon options, but...
I think that's it. It's just arms.
Yeah.
So once again, the extra cost of buying $15 worth of magnets to use for this.
Yep.
So let's take us to the stats.
Yeah, through the stats. So let's see if I can do this without...
It's the second one down.
Yep, the second one down this time. So this is 368 in terms of value. So that is 128 in savings, the one I tried to say earlier.
Yes.
And this is about 965 points. So if you just buy 2 of these, that's an army right there.
You're ready to go.
So
you've got a 2,000-point list.
Yeah.
And with the variations that you can build on them, once again, you got some options, so you can come in a little under, maybe sneak in another little war dog looking guy.
Yeah.
But I like any box that's just basically like, hey, just buy 2 of these, and that's your whole army. Don't think about it. Don't think. Just buy. Consume.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. So no. So in terms of like question number 2, does it work well with what you have? It's more Knights. So yeah.
Yeah. I guess
if
you have a Knights army, and I don't play Knights, we're on the my stack over here, but I have Gargants, which is kind of the equivalent.
Okay.
Buying another Gargant for me, if this were Gargants, it would do nothing for me because I would not be able to change the points that much because at a certain point you can only bring 4 of them. So I wonder, if you already have some Knights, you probably already have.
You probably do.
Unless you've just had one and you were bringing them in with other stuff as an ally, and you're like, what would happen if I only had to bring 5 models to a tournament? It's great, let me tell you.
Yeah, okay.
I take a Gargants, I bring 6 guys to the table, I lose or win by turn 2, I go get a drink, smooth brain the whole tournament. It's fantastic. You should try it.
Okay, well then get 2 of those and there you go.
You're done. You're
Boom.
done. And hey, before we get to the Age of Sigmar ones, we have a link below. Some of these may still be in stock. They are all very limited release. Games Workshop is sending out half of the orders we send out. So we have a link. It's not an affiliate link. We don't get anything if you buy them there. But it's a good place to pre-order and get them while they're in stock. Otherwise, you know where you get your Warhammer stuff from. Get it from there.
Yep.
Get those Knights out of here. We're done with that. Now we're on to stuff that I can talk about at length.
Okay.
Let's talk about...
Let's see.
The Imperial Guard, the cities of Sigmar. Yes. Yeah, the parallels between this and the Cadians is really funny. Right down to the Cadian command squad. That's all that is. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It's 5, and there's your general. There's 5 guys that hang out with him.
They just look so cool, though.
They do look really cool.
Every time we put Age of Sigmar stuff on the table, I say it. And it's like, I got so much 40K to paint.
As you just bought an entire Knights box.
Yeah, I got so much to
I'm trying to pass off. What about painting 400 little guys with a lot of stuff on them? Yeah.
I just like shooting. I like shooting stuff.
This is a very shooty box. Yeah. So cities, it's got a ton of options in there. I've been playing cities for years. I do a lot of the Dark Elf side. I'm getting into the human side more now that I'm finally painting up my stuff. Cool. In this box, you're going to get the Fusel Major on Ogre, Ogre Warhulk. I thought that said War Mule for a second.
Yeah.
You're going to get the Ironwell Great Canyon.
Great Canyon?
Cannon. It's not a Great Canyon.
Welcome to the Great Canyon, guys. Today we're going to be doing...
Today we're going to whip an entire box of Warhammer into the Grand Canyon. You get the Free Guild Command Corps, you're going to get a Free Guild Marshal, and the little Relic Envoy, the little dude that works as his token. Yeah. You're going to get 10 Fusiliers, and you're going to get 5 Cavaliers. Those are the horse guys. It's a pretty cool loaded box, honestly. Like, this is a lot of... You're going to be building a lot of little miniatures for this.
Yeah.
But overall, let's go to the stats.
Okay.
So it's 344 US American fund dollars. So it's about $104 saving. That is roughly the box of Fusiliers and the Command Corps in terms of free stuff. If you want to think about it like I do, which is usually how I do it, I'm like, what am I getting free in this box?
Okay.
That's about what you're getting in there.
Well, that's pretty awesome then, yeah.
Yeah, it also comes in at 920 points, which pretty solid. So, however, you won't buy 2 of these probably, because you're going to need some steel helms to hold an objective and stand on the ground. You're going to need a little something else. You might want to go get like Talia Vedra, who's the big lady on the Manticore, to fit in.
Sounds awesome.
So this is one of those ones where it's like 1, yes, 2, probably not. The cannon, if you run 2 of them, good luck. That thing hits on a 4.
Yeah.
And you'll miss most of it. Like on our Spearhead game.
It sure did.
Did it ever hit anything?
Nope. We did 2 rounds of like practice, and I didn't hit a single thing.
Fired cannonballs just into the sky.
But that's my luck. It's completely average. So if we played 2 more rounds, I would have hit.
Oh, yeah.
That's how my luck works.
That's what I say when I lose too.
Yeah. But no.
So overall, a really good value. Well, let's go to the top of the question. Is it worth it to start collecting? Yeah. This is about the most start collecting you can get for Cities of Sigmar. You're probably going to want a Field Marshal. You're probably, if you're going to bring a lot of guns, you want the Fusilier guy at least once, at least one of them to be in there. The cannon, honestly, I was going to say it's hit or miss, but it actually is kind of hit or miss whether or not it's going to be in your list. It's a really cool model. I wish it was a little better, Games Workshop. And then your Cavaliers, throw in a Free Guild Cavalier Marshal guy, and you've got a pretty good punch for them to use. The Command Corps, I'll be honest, I have mine built. I have never used them because they always are a little expensive, and I got a lot of rules, and I don't want to remember all their rules.
Fair enough. So I can understand that. Because, they look like a really motley crew here. Like, they just got so many different guys.
Yeah, one guy, they all individually help do a certain thing in the army, with the exception of the big guy. In the end, he just protects the unit, basically.
Cool.
But it's one of those things where you have to really know how to use that unit, and I don't. I'm not good at the game, so I sort of just leave them. They're really cool looking models.
They do look awesome.
I like the assassin with his little his knife sticking
little sword,
out. He's being so subtle. It's like you're the only guy wearing a full face mask and a cape on the battlefield. Yep. Also, how are you assassinating people in the middle of a Warhammer fight? Everyone's trying to kill everyone. You can't sneak up on them. But anyway, he's
floating through the shadows. He's not like ducking and running around. He's just kind of like moving forward.
Hovers.
Just floating through.
He T-poses because the elements didn't load correctly. He just flies around.
Yep.
Does it work with what you have? Cities people, focus in. Come on in here, boys. Probably not. Be honest. The start sets for cities, the launch box, and then the spearhead, you already have a lot of this stuff. And if you're going to double up on the cannon once again, Sigmar bless, I hope it works for you. If you already have a Command Corps, there's literally no reason to try to put 2 of those in your army unless you are building a really focused, weird build. For cities people, it's a great value. Maybe you pick out a couple pieces and give some to your friends, do a kit bash, do something, put them in a D&D game. That is one thing to point out. These are the most perfect D&D miniatures of just guys on horses.
Oh yeah.
Hero-looking characters, like that kind of stuff.
For sure.
So Maybe, but if you've already been playing cities, I imagine you're probably looking at this going, all right, well, next.
Next, yeah.
Yeah, and how efficient is the savings? Well, we're kind of answering that already.
Yeah, we've already covered.
But yeah, it's you save $100.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Get it out of here.
All right.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do?
Rebuilding our tower over here.
Check that out. You see what I just did there? Because one of these is my favorite one.
Oh, I see.
I want to talk about it last.
Ah, he's cheating now.
I also want to make you read these names.
Oh no! I'm reading this one.
Yeah, you're taking this one.
All right.
What is the? Oh, they don't put the name on the back of what you actually bought on these. Oh, the 40.
Oh, like the.
Yeah, the 40K ones have at the top what it is, but you have to go find it on the side.
Oh, I can't even read that from there. Oh goodness.
Yep.
Carnal Grand Jury. Charnel?
Charnel?
Charnel Guard?
The quicker picker-upper?
Charnel Grand Jury, guys. So, no, but no. Yeah, what even is this? Is this, like, I don't even know what this is. Flesh Eater Courts, okay.
This is my favorite part of the show.
I don't know. I'm less familiar with the Sigmar stuff.
I kind of figured. That's why I threw the hardest one at you, too.
No, but okay. So we got a bunch of dudes that look pretty mean on here. We got Crypt Guard. So if you need to guard your Crypt guys,
finally,
they can protect all the dudes that are probably not in there anymore.
You got to put down a good Crypt Guard, because otherwise if somebody spills a drink, it's going to leave a stain.
Oh,
so you put down some Crypt Guard, yeah.
Yeah. So you got them. You got your Crypt Horrors. So I'm trying to creep about. You know, you can go there. We have...
good luck.
Oh, goodness. More Beg Knights? More Beg Knights.
Yeah.
More begging for your opponent not to shoot them, because they are probably pretty cool and not cool. I'm making stuff up. So
Bet for time. They're cav. They're like a weird heavy cav option. Most of the time in Sigmar, when you have 3 of something instead of 5 that's mounted, it tends to be a harder hitter. It's the rule of inverse ninjas. The more ninjas you have, the weaker they are. One ninja, watch out.
Yeah.
You get 6 of those guys.
Okay.
And you get 3 Vargeist Crypt Flayers.
It's a lot of crypt happening here.
Yeah, well,
it's almost like, they're undead.
It's like they got a sort of death thing going on. Yeah. And of course, don't forget.
Oh, who is this guy? Grand Justice Gourmet.
Wearing intestines as a wig.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. The Flesh Eater Courts is what happens when you take an incredibly dark, horrific concept and you also throw in like yakety sax to it. Because that's kind of their aesthetic. They all think, do you know what the Flesh Eater Courts are? Like how they think?
Not exactly.
They all think they're like beautiful questing knights fighting for good because of the dark infection their vampirism gives them. So like that guy thinks he's a regal judge giving verdicts.
Yeah.
All these guys think they're riding beautiful steeds into battle and stuff.
Yeah.
They're absolutely insane. Like that's the whole thing. They don't know. They look in a mirror and they see like Galleon Sir Knight and they're like, yeah, that's me. But in reality, it's just a guy going while he holds up a skull.
Has anyone tried to like play Flesh Eater Courts but put their cities with Sigmar list like on the board?
There's a lot of like kit bashes too, where they'll take cities bits and put them in where it's like, oh, they picked up all this stuff because they think they're real boys.
Oh, sad.
It is sad. It's a very dark army, honestly. Yeah. And it's one that they just gave a bunch of power, a bunch of lore to, because for a while it was kind of like, here's this thing that we don't really care about.
Somebody wants to play undead, we need undead, so here they are.
Yeah,
and
here's some
giving them life.
Undead that are like spooky guys, that aren't skeletons and aren't vampires and aren't whatever Ossiarch was supposed to be. And I say that as an Ossiarch player. I still don't know. Let's go to the stats. 334 buckaroonies is what you would spend to get this. So you're saving $94. That's pretty good.
It's not bad
at
all.
That's basically both boxes of your more beg knights. They're not more best, so they're more beg. So that's a pretty good savings for that. And you're also looking at 870 points for this. So
that's
pretty solid. Bad. Yeah, about 1,000 point army. I want to say the ghouls are like 100 points, so you grab a box of those, you've got 1,000 point army to play with. And a pretty well balanced one too, surprisingly.
I was gonna say, this does look like it's got some balance to it, yeah.
Also, dark secret, the Crypt Horrors can also be built as like 2 other kits. These are the same kit. And then there's one other version of them you can also build. So you get a lot of variety. So is it worth it to start collecting? Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty good. Awesome. Get this, get the Spearhead, which comes with a different hero unit, and you're pretty much set. I think you might need a couple other boxes because they're very cheap. It's a horde army.
Then
yeah. You need a lot of these little guys are better, basically.
Okay. Cool.
But you can, if you don't just play with a bunch of the guys on bats, you can do that.
All right.
Yeah. Does it work well with what you have? Well, probably, actually, yeah.
Okay.
I think the only thing you wouldn't want to double up on is the named character. But yeah, put him on eBay or make him into something else. Paint him silly.
Possible.
Put a clown wig on him. You know?
Yeah. Kind of funny.
Yeah, paint the entrails like different clown wigs.
Oh, no, it's like rainbow colors.
He's just pulling them out, but they just keep coming.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But yeah, if you've already got Flesh Eater Courts, you know whether or not you need this because you've probably built your list around a certain style of play for this. But like most of these things are pretty good from what I understand. And how efficient is savings? Pretty solid.
Yeah, it's $94, right? So,
yeah, I can see that working out. We should have put a fourth question on here, which is, would you buy 2 to just make an army?
Okay.
I would say, yeah, you would buy 2. You'd eBay the other named character you got, and you'd try to get a hold of one of the other heroes and maybe another unit, and then you would be like, ready to go.
Cool.
You have a very weird-looking army, which would be very cool.
Yeah.
I like these guys because they're all windmill, like they're in a mosh pit.
Yeah, they're all just spinning
around.
Yeah. Just weird things happening. Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Get them out of here.
Okay.
Get them out of here. The window has slightly opened and there's a sunbeam.
There is a beam
coming across. We've never
beam.
filmed this late in the day before.
No.
The sun is hitting us while we do our Warhammer show.
Oh, okay. I've never seen those guys in the bottom left before.
Oh, well, I was not going to make you try to pronounce all of them.
Okay. Uh-oh.
But now I feel like I should.
am?
I feel like you should now. Because I love Nurgle. I've been playing Nurgle a lot. It's probably my second favorite faction to play. So I know what all this stuff is.
Let's see what we got here. We have the Shutterblight Cyst.
Yes.
That wasn't too bad.
No, that's not. You're not in the weeds yet, buddy.
Disgusting, but
it's Nurgle.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
That makes sense. We have your Putrid Blight Kings. So we get a handful of those guys. These guys look pretty beefy.
They are.
Pretty beefy. We have your Harbinger of Decay, which looks truly nasty.
The saddest horse.
Yeah.
You could imagine.
So let's see. We also have Rotmire Creed. These are the guys that I said looked cool.
Yeah.
This seems like some sort of like elite battle line, or am I incorrect? Is it more of just a battle line?
So your Putrid Blight Kings are your elite battle line. Okay. They will just stand there and not die.
Cool.
Your Rotmire is a Warcry warband that has now been included into the main game.
Cool.
But as a Nurgle player, it's one of your very few ranged options to get disease points on somebody. A lot of lists use at least 10 of them. Like I see a lot of lists with 10.
Okay.
If you can't find the Warcry thing, maybe you can deal with some more Blight Kings. This might be a really good way to get that. And don't forget,
we also
some of the
have
hardest models to build.
Your Pusgoyle Blight Lords.
Pusgoyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are
There's 4 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Blight Lord on a, or Blight King on a big fly guy. So,
yeah, these flies look just sad. Like the creatures, they just look so like...
Nothing in Nurgle is very happy. I mean,
really?
except on the mortal side. The demon side, on the other hand, it's having a great time.
Yeah.
The mortal side is very droopy and sad and full of gunk.
Yeah.
So this is a lot of Nurgle stuff in here. And you want to go for the stats? The bottom one.
Let's see.
There's a divider, so I believe in you.
So this comes out to about 343 USD, which means you're saving about $103, only one less than Flesh Eater Courts. So, or cities, haha, this table is killing me.
The sunbeam is right over where we're trying to read.
I blame it. So no, okay, but no, good savings. But I wouldn't be able to answer these questions. Would you start here?
Well, it's 990 points.
Okay.
So I would say yes. You grab this and you grab the Spearhead Start Collecting box. You've basically got a full Nurgle army.
Cool.
And then you can kind of add in some stuff. Nurgle's pretty expensive in terms of building. Most of the cost of this is coming out of the 4 flies. Those things are relatively expensive because that's like a super heavy cav option. They're really fast, which means they move, I think, 8 inches.
Oh.
It's like the fastest Nurgle unit on the table.
That's kind of impressive, yeah.
But once they get stuck in, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, is it worth it to start collecting? Yeah, if you don't have any Nurgle mortals, or if you have a lot of demons, and you're kind of wondering, well, what does the other side play? Because Nurgle, you could kind of play both individually. If you put them together, it sort of works. But most of the time, you're going to really dedicate to one or the other.
Okay.
Does it work with what you have? Once again, if you have only demons, then yes. If you're full up on mortals, honestly, more Rotmire and more Blight Kings is never really a bad option to have. These things are crazy, the amount of variety you can build.
Both of these just seem, like good to have more of.
They are. And maybe the Harbinger of Decay, I know Nurgle fam, we are real sad that he's not as good as we want him to be because he's a cool looking model. But having 2 of them is probably not the worst.
Oh, so it's not a named character technically?
No.
No, okay.
It's just
I thought that might have been like an elite demon.
No, you're just hanging out.
No, cool.
It's just this guy on a sad, droopy, goopy horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goopy horse.
Yeah, so buying 2 of these, you'd have a difficult to use 2,000 point army in terms of, I don't know. You'd probably do okay, but you'd probably swap the horse guy out and put in,
okay,
I don't know, one of the Blight King heroes to help kind of that unit,
cool,
do some stuff. But
right,
overall, this is a pretty good box set. I like it.
Sweet.
I'm surprised this year that Nurgle is not my favorite box set.
Oh, yeah.
But there's one more.
Segue.
There's one more.
All right.
This is the one that I'm probably have already bought by the time this episode airs, because I've been looking at it all day, and that's the worst.
Uh-oh.
We got a Wog.
We got
an Iron Jaws. We got a Wreck-A-Mob.
All right.
All right. These are Iron Jaws. I gotta lean in dramatically for this. This is a cool box. This is my favorite box that they put out for Age of Sigmar because, well, let's get into it.
Okay.
So you get the Maw Grunter Gouger, who is also the Tusk Boss on Maw Grunter, who's also the Maw Grunter with Hack and Crew. The pig, the big pig guy, he can be built 3 different ways. It depends on how many other dudes are hanging out on the little sidecars and if he's wearing a hat or not.
Okay.
And they're all different points values. That's a little frustrating.
Oh.
So what
much
you
is
do,
happening.
you build him as the biggest guy, and then sometimes you tell your opponent this is this guy, because just go ahead. Put the most armor on the pig. It's so cool looking. You're also going to get 3 Brute Ragers and 3 Weird Brute Rekkas. Both of those can be built the same or alternate, so you could have 6. You didn't want 3 and 3.
Okay.
Jury's always out on those 2 because they're very similar but a little different. And it's kind of like, do you want to have the variety, or do you just really like one design when you build them?
Yeah.
And then you get a whole mess of Ard Boys. Just a whole slew of Ard Boys. Just 20 Ard Boys to just gunk up the table.
Okay.
So 2 full units or 1 reinforced unit. And those are the new Ard Boy sculpts. That's the other thing. Everything in here is a new sculpt within the last year.
These guys look awesome. They look mean.
There are some boxes over there that may include things that are several years old that are sort of like, we have this on the sprues and we need to get this out of the warehouse.
Yeah.
This is all new, baby. You got a lot of orc in here. You got so much orc. It's $325 if you're going to buy all these guys individually.
Okay.
So you're saving about $85, which is roughly the pig. I think the pig's like an $80 model, I believe. So you get a free pig.
But if it's brand new sculpts, then it kind of doesn't feel bad to be getting all of this anyway, even if it's only 85, which is still decent. It's still good savings.
And you're still getting it's 860 points total.
Cool.
So like, you get a really cool setup for if you've already got some Iron Jaws. There isn't an Iron Jaws Spearhead. It's going to be announced maybe by the time this video is out. If you didn't know this, 2 doors over, they're having the World Atlanta Championships World Warhammer. I don't ever know how to say that.
Warhammer
thing.
Something.
Yeah. Which we may have some sort of coverage over on one of my other shows. If so, I'll put a link in the bottom, and if not, get out of my bottom. So this is the reason this is my favorite box is let's go through the questions.
Okay.
Is it worth it to start collecting? Yeah. I guess you should ask me because
I'm
asking you and then answering.
Is it worth it to start collecting?
Yes.
Cool.
Because you get a guy that can be run as a hero or alternately not as one. If you got a real hero heavy list, you have objective controlling grabs. You have big heavy smasher guys to run in and wreck stuff. You got a lot of fun in this list.
Sick.
Next question.
Question number 2. Yeah, no, I was waiting to see how long you were.
I like the orcs, guys. I'm sorry.
Does it work with what you have already?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Because most of the time, you're going to need more Ard Boys. If you don't have a pig, get 1. They're really fun. And if you get 2, that's even cooler because you run 1 as the monster, 1 as the hero, or vice versa. I can't think of many Iron Jaws players that wouldn't want this because it's also all the new sculpts. And let's be honest, if you've been using the old Ard Boys, they look like they have full diapers and they're squatting all the time because they're really old models. So this is nice.
Well, no, these look awesome. So no, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And the paint scheme that they've gone for here looks really cool too.
Yeah, the Iron Jaws, it's one of the few that I like that they pick. And if they paint themselves yellow so that you can see how cool they look when they're doing stuff. They want to be real bright so that when they do a real cool thing, you can go, that's a real cool thing because you saw the guy.
Cool.
The pig, my favorite side story of that is he's got the 2 little guys on sidecar that are chained in.
Yep.
In one of the books I was reading, one of the guys gets shot with an arrow and is, no longer an orc at that point, but the pig keeps running and his body becomes a wrecking ball on the side of it and it's just knocking over people all over the place. And the other orcs are like, yeah,
well done.
That's great. That's the best thing you could do.
They're going to like high five him when he gets back. It's like,
they work into Bernie's him.
Ooh,
they don't care. They're orcs. They're just here to smash and bash and crash.
They would probably do something like that. The orcs like weekend at burning.
Weekend at burning?
Yeah.
Weekending at burning.
They're like boss, you know?
Why not?
Yeah. We just keep them up.
Orcs are the best faction in every universe because they're just here to have a good time and fight.
Yeah.
They don't. What is this plot line? What is this story? What's a Primarch? I don't know. Can we punch it?
Punch them.
Punch them more.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the orcs in Space Marine 1 for that reason.
Okay.
Where it's like, especially when surprise for Space Marine 1, like a 15-year-old video game at this point, when the demons show up and the orcs are fighting the Space Marines, and then you're just like, all right, they just start punching demons. It's like, yeah, this is great. Yeah. More stuff to fight.
Always having a good time.
Yeah. So that's my favorite box. I think this one, and if you buy 2, you've almost got a full army. Throw in a War Chanta for a little boost. You're ready to go. You're going to have a good time.
Cool.
Are we going to put it on the stack before we leave?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you do it?
Can we fit it up here?
Will it fit on screen? It'd be funny if you put that one backwards.
Oh, oops. No, I think we're good.
You had the opportunity.
Wait. I did mess up here, though, in the middle.
Oh, you did? Oh, no. Well, we can't go back now. It's too heavy with great value.
That is a shame. Yeah.
So, yeah, those are our thoughts on the box. Overall, what's your favorite one, considering you already bought one?
Well, I mean, I got the Valor Strike box because, you know, I was pretty interested in trying to get into Knights. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to probably have a wonderful time trying to figure out what sort of heraldry they're going to kind of do.
Yeah. I've had a base-coated Chaos Knight for a year now because of that problem, so good luck with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be painting my orcs like they are on the box because I like the yellow.
It looks good. Yeah. And I love how it's like yellow and the black. It's kind of two-tone.
It's like really mean bees.
Yeah.
Really mean green bees.
Nothing to do with the Vespid.
What if the Hulk was a bee? Oh yeah, I'm painting my Vespid that same way. Dang it. I have a thing.
Oh no.
Well, anyway, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our review of the Christmas boxes. Check out the link below if you want to grab one, and let us know what your thoughts are. Did we get all the math wrong? Is the rankings bad?
Oh, hit me in the face.
I was trying to throw that behind us, but paper. You can't predict it. It goes everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for joining us. I've been Zach.
I'm Ryan.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.